Hi, my name is Amy Fitzpatrick, and I'm the Director of Marketing for the International Association of Venue Managers, or IAVM. Welcome to the world of venue management, where every event comes to life with meticulous planning and execution. In this video, we'll explore what IAVM is, what a venue manager does, a few various jobs in the industry, including their salaries, and the training needed to thrive in this dynamic field. IAVM is a professional organization dedicated to the advancement of venue management across the globe. It provides resources, networking opportunities, and education for professionals in the field. Joining me today, I have two amazing gentlemen, Greg Wolf, IAVM's Director of Education, and Bobby Goldwater, CVE, longtime member of IAVM, first as a general manager at a venue and now as a professor of sport management at the prestigious Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Thank you both for joining me today to talk about the venue management industry and IAVM. Greg, would you mind telling everyone just a
Thank you.
little bit about who you are and your role at IAVM?
Thanks, Amy. As part of my role here at IAVM, I have the pleasure of working with our volunteer members to create content for both of our schools and our conferences. It's a wonderful organization if you want to learn about a wonderful career, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks.
Thank you, Greg. And Bobby, would you like to tell everyone a little bit about who you are and your history in the field and at IAVM?
Thanks, Amy. And hello, folks. Uh, I've been in the industry for quite some time and have enjoyed every single day, second of it. I spent 24 years at Madison Square Garden in a variety of different positions, including serving as someone who helped run the venue and our events. I left the Garden to become the first general manager of Staples Center in Los Angeles. Uh, we started that building. It opened in 1999. It was a tremendous experience, an exhilarating experience to open a building from nothing, from the ground up, literally. We hired a great staff. We put everything together and had a great first season of events. It was really a tremendous opportunity for me. I then was in Los Angeles for almost 3 years and left to move to Washington, D.C. to become the president and executive director of the Washington, D.C. Sports and Entertainment Commission. But my main project, the reason I actually moved to Washington, was to help lead the effort to figure out how to bring Major League Baseball back to Washington. And in less than 4 years, while I was doing other things, including running RFK Stadium and some other venue and event projects, we were successful in convincing the commissioner of baseball to relocate the Montreal Expos to come to Washington, D.C. They became the Washington Nationals. And shortly after that, I started a consulting company. Shortly after that, I was invited to become a faculty member at Georgetown's Sports Industry Management program. I taught the first class on the first night in 2008. I've been teaching for the last 16 years. I've been there ever since, along with my consulting. I am presently the acting faculty director of our program. So I have a lot of other projects that I'm doing, but nothing is more exhilarating than the combination of teaching and being part of our industry. So happy to share what I know and share some perspectives with you.
Thank you very much for that, Bobby. So I'm going to start with you. Given your vast history in the field, how would you answer someone if they came up to you and asked, what exactly is a venue manager and what do they do?
The great privilege about running a venue, frankly, working at a venue, but certainly being a manager of a venue, is appreciating something very simple. Without venues and events, just the simple idea of having events, having a place to host them, so venues, without that combination, there is no entertainment industry. It doesn't exist. We provide the setting for people to have shared experiences, to come together, to enjoy an event live. And there is nothing more special than that. People invest their emotions when they come to events, when they follow sports. And that's something that is truly unique in our industry. So venue managers, we have to, we are detail oriented. We make sure everything is right for an event, for every event, for the people who come, all the people who come. But what is really special is that we create that setting for people to really enjoy that event and perhaps take home a memory from that event that they will have for the rest of their lives. So I've been a member of IAVM for it will be 40 years this year. And and I've been on a lot of committees. I've been on the board of directors. I've done a lot of different things with IAVM. What is so great is every single one of us have the same passion for putting on, for staging, hosting events, and doing it well with a dedicated staff. These are things that we all share. These are the kinds of experiences that we all share, and it's something that is unique and wonderful about our industry.
What are a few of the jobs that are available within the industry that people may or may not know about?
Well, one of the courses I teach at Georgetown is sports event planning and venue management. So we talk about all of this, for semesters, and it's a full breadth. If somebody wanted to be in the front of the house, this is the area where people are interacting with the public. You could be dealing as a guest service person. You could be a ticket taker, an usher. You could be in security. There are a lot of different, you could be you could be in the box office. There are a lot of different front of the house opportunities. There is the back of the house where you are doing operations. You could be a carpenter, a painter, a rigger, a stagehand, a laborer. There are all kinds of opportunities there. And as I described, Greg and I talk about this all the time, frankly. It's great to have a college education, or in my case, teaching and having people graduate from a master's program. But our industry, you can actually start and have a very successful career without a college education, with somebody out of high school, somebody who has gone through technical school. There are all kinds of opportunities in our industry where people can get involved with a business, with putting on events at venues that and find a very rewarding, very successful career.
Thank you very much for that, Bobby. And well, I think you can agree with this. Entering the venue management industry is not always about the money. I think we can all also agree that knowing a little bit about the salary probably helps. So just for our audience's knowledge, some of the salaries associated with the positions that Bobby just mentioned, and based on IAVM's latest research, can start with entry-level positions such as event coordinators, assistant venue managers, and those typically start around the $30,000 to $50,000 range per year, and it's obviously depending upon the size of the venue and the location. With experience and expertise, you can work your way up in advance to roles like general manager, operations manager, CEO of a venue. And those salaries can range anywhere from the 60,000 to the 100,000 and up range, especially in the larger venues or metropolitan areas. But I think, Bobby, the real question about anybody who is not currently in the venue industry and wants to get started, their first question is going to be, where do we start? So what would you advise based on, being someone who is currently in higher education? How would you advise a student who came to you seeking to get started with a path for a career in venue management?
I have students and others, frankly, who ask this question a lot, Amy. So I think, first of all, people have skills, and they are transferable from one kind of a job to another. And so people should just understand that, take some stock in yourself and just understand, what are you interested in? What are you good at? What are you capable of doing? Those things are pretty important things to think about, and just have a little bit of an introspective conversation with yourself. What I try to suggest to people is to be present, to get engaged, get involved. So, for example, whether you're a student or not, internships are available. Uh, and so different organizations have different requirements and different specificities, but internships provide a great way of getting into an organization, getting involved with an event, a sport, a venue, and just getting to understand how things work, how the people interact, what is required. So for some period of time, it could be a season, it could be for a semester, whatever it is, an internship can be very, very valuable, because you're getting experience and you're meeting people. And that's important. There's also the possibility, if you don't have that kind of time, can't make that kind of commitment, there certainly are opportunities just about in every community. There are events that take place, sports events, entertainment events, special events, where you can volunteer. So if you have a Monday that's available, just making this up, but if you have a Monday available, there are charity golf tournaments that take place. There will be something else happening in the community, perhaps on weekends, with little leagues, with a marathon, something. You should consider volunteering, because three good things can happen. One, you can get work and then get a credit on your resume, which is always valuable, because that just shows you use some of your initiative, some of your time to demonstrate some interest. Great. Two is you get the experience of working, and you'll find out things maybe you never thought of before. Maybe you're going to find something that you really like. Maybe you find out something that you don't, which is also good information, actually. But the third thing, and perhaps the most important thing about volunteering, is the opportunity to start building relationships. And when you start meeting people, maybe you're meet the person running the golf tournament, or the head of the country club, or some of the people who are participating in the event. These relationships, you got to start somewhere. If you introduce yourself, you meet people, you have the opportunity to do that, you don't know where those opportunities are going to lead. Maybe they lead to a longer relationship, professionally and personally. Maybe they lead to a job interview. Maybe they lead to a job. But if you're not there, then you don't get seen. No one meets you. So a volunteer opportunity can be really, really powerful. It can be really, really helpful. So things like that, just demonstrating a little initiative can be invaluable in terms of getting started. Now, of course, as an instructor, as an administrator, with a sports management master's program, I would be remiss in saying, we have a lot of people at Georgetown, other programs have the same, where people are looking to change industries and make the investment financially and with their time to get a master's degree. And a lot of programs, especially, I can certainly speak for ours, our entire faculty at Georgetown, we are all practitioners. We've all been in the industry. We all teach what we know, what we love, what we do. And so those relationships that you can build with faculty members are wonderful, and those relationships will last. So that's another way of potentially getting in the industry, even if you are in some other field, moving into getting a degree in sports management in some area like that. You'll get exposed to venue management, event management, and all the other disciplines that are required for venue management. So Amy, when you asked before some of the other jobs in venue management, they also include communications and public relations and media relations. They include marketing, Just about anything that you can think of, you could probably find in venue management, because all of these areas are required for us to put on an event well. So those are the kinds of things that I would just suggest that anybody might think about and might get some value out of it, and develop an opportunity to come into our industry where you would be most welcome.
I think that was perfect, Bobby, because I feel like we oftentimes think that you have to have a formal education, a formal degree in a field in order to be for it to be beneficial. But hands-on experience and specialized training, volunteering, getting involved, getting started, that's oftentimes just as important. And in the venue management industry, I think that is especially important. So thank you very much for that. Greg, what are some of the things that IAVM can do or can offer to help individuals who are looking to get started in the venue management industry?
Absolutely. So IAVM has many programs that are designed for all the various types of jobs that are in a venue. We have, just to list a few, guest services. We have a guest services conference. That is a hands-on workshop-based conference that you are around other individuals interested in guest services. And every year that's put on in a facility that specializes in guest services. So you'll have a world-class education anytime you join us for guests. We call Guest X. We also have a safety security school. It's a 1-week, 2-year program called the Academy for Venue Safety Security. It is an in-depth look at all the skills necessary that have to go into play when putting on events of any kind of sector. That includes stadiums, arenas, performing arts centers, convention centers, you name it, we cover it there. We'll have another program called the Venue Management School, wherein you get again, it's a 1-week, 2-year program where you take 19 1-hour courses each year, and it's a wonderful overview of all the various parts, the jobs that go into venue management. And of course, we have our annual conference, Venue Connect, every July, and a various new location every year.
Thank you very much for that, Greg. Those types of experiences are great professional development opportunities for individuals. Like Bobby had mentioned, perhaps you already have a degree, but you're looking for a way in which to transition from one field of study into another field of employment. So thank you very much for all of that information. I think both of you will agree with me that the venue management industry is multifaceted fields. It offers a range of rewarding career opportunities, and whether you're coordinating concerts, sports games, conferences, or cultural events, being a venue manager means being at the heart of the action, making every moment memorable for both your clients and your guests. And IAVM is here to help guide anyone who seeks to enter the field along the way. Here are some of our current members who can help you better understand how IAVM could potentially help guide you and support you along your path to excellence in the field of venue management.
IAVM has numerous opportunities to be involved, from conferences to being a part of committees to helping volunteer as a mentor or mentee. There are innumerable ways to make our large organization seem smaller.
The really cool thing about IAVM, and this may sound kind of selfish, but I always get more than I put in. Every event that I've ever come to has been so filled with not only mentors who you could walk up to them and suddenly they're giving you advice, but the exhibitors and the content that every time I come to Venue Connect fuels me for the next year. It's one of the highlights of my year coming to Venue Connect. Through 30 Under 30 and the foundation and getting more involved with that and seeing a little bit behind the curtain and what goes in and receiving that opportunity to come to conferences more, it's really inspired me to want to get more involved.
The key to a really successful membership in the IAVM is to take advantage of all the benefits offered to you through membership. One of those is certification. The IAVM offers two types of certification. One is a CVP, which is a certified venue professional. That's offered to people who are coming up within the organization, and then a certified venue executive, CVE, which is offered to the top two positions in an organization. So what your certification says to the rest of the world is that you are knowledgeable, not only in the facility type that you work, but in all facility types. And that is a key to sometimes when you're going for the next job, when you're trying to establish yourself, take a step back and look at the opportunities offered to you. IAVM offers a lot of them, and one of them is certification. I know I wouldn't have the career at the level I do at this point in my career without having been certified. So I challenge each of you throughout your career to establish a goal for certification. You will find that it will take you places that you never conceived when you started off in the field of venue management.
I give to the foundation because when I first came into the association, I looked at all the activities that were going on and I had no idea where to start. And I applied for scholarships because I came from a public state university, and I was trying to find a way that I can get the same education level that all these wonderful people that I were seeing, you know, of these higher levels in the organization had. And I started looking around and I noticed, you know, the venue management school and the senior executive symposium, the textbook. And I started looking back at all this stuff and I kept wondering, well, where did all this come from? And it really all started from a gift and seed money that came from the IAVM Foundation. So I was like, the foundation, well, that's interesting. You know, what's involved in that? And I did a little bit more research. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool thing to get involved in. And, you know, here's an organization that believes in giving back to the people that came before them. And it's just one of those things that you work hard, and if you can give something back to the future generations that the previous generations gave to you, why not do it? So the IAVM Foundation has a lot of great activities and a lot of great programs that they're running. We have the 100+ women of IAVM. We have the Diversity and Inclusive Leadership Program that gives for the Diversity for Dollars. Little campaign that we have going, We Belong. We have silent auction, we have golf, we have a lot of different things, the Joe Floriano Scholarship Program. All of these things help contribute and give back to the foundation so that we can support the initiatives of the IAVM Association.
The most valuable thing I think about IAVM is the networking and the connections that you make by being part of the association. This association is always looking forward, always looking at the future, and paving the way for myself and for other folks who are coming up in this industry.
I've been grateful to help serve on numerous committees for IAVM, which has helped me as a young professional, but as a person in general. Having opportunities to lead among our peers in our industry has helped me grow into the person that I am today. And to be able to say that I went from a student member to being an assistant director of operations for a facility just because I've had the opportunity to network with wonderful individuals in our industry speaks to the value of IAVM's membership.
I just want to take a moment again to say thank you to Bobby and Greg for taking the time and joining us today. And thank you to all of you for joining Bobby and Greg and myself to just have a conversation and discuss the importance of the venue management industry, as well as how anyone interested in the field can get started and how we could potentially help you on that path. The truth is, if we're being honest with everyone here, there's no one size fits all plan to getting started and working your way up the ladder in venue management. Regardless of whether or not you want to work in operations, technology, sales and marketing, or any aspect of venue management, just know this: it's never just a job. It is a passion for creating unforgettable experiences. Being a venue manager means being at the forefront of shaping memories for people who walk through your doors that will last them a lifetime. IAVM is here to help you along your journey. So don't hesitate to reach out to us to learn more. Thank you for joining us today.